Welcome to this episode of Pioneering Years, and it's my absolute pleasure. I know I say that every time I do an interview, but I am just loving this project because it's catching up with people I've known probably for far too long, but also it's telling different eras and different parts of the history of women's rugby league, which is so rich, and actually different parts of women's rugby league. And today's guest is King Field, who gives us a whole plethora of the 2000s. So it's sort of 2008, 9-ish to into further on into the 2000s, and a mixture of women's rugby league, international county, but also the armed services and the combined services rugby league, which is absolutely fabulous. And she just lives down the road from me in Huddersfield. So welcome, Kim.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm absolutely smashing. Thank you. So, as I start with everybody, just tell us a bit. How did you get involved in rugby league? What made you get involved?
So I started off in rugby union, I'm afraid. So I played at Huddersfield YMCA for a bit when I was about 6 or 7, maybe. Then moved on to Old Bodleians in Halifax. Played there with the boys till about age 10 or 11. And then I got told I wasn't allowed to play anymore. So that broke my heart. So then I played football from about 7 to 16. So I played for Yorkshire schoolgirls at football. And then they folded. And I was playing touch rugby just down at Heath Rugby Club at Westvale. And then the coach from Halifax Ladies just asked me to go along and play. So yes, I was just 17 when I started playing
So,
there.
was that in early 2000s then?
That was, um, yeah, so that'd be 2001.
2001.
2001, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So you sporty. You were sporty from the beginning, really, weren't you?
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
just outside playing with the boys all the time, playing football, rugby,
yeah. So,
everything.
what was the difference then when you sort of rugby union, rugby league, and what made you then stick with rugby league?
So rugby union, there wasn't many kind of girls' teams around that I knew about or that my mum and dad knew about. And I always played football anyway throughout school. I just feel there weren't enough rugby teams for girls. So once you were playing with the boys, once you got to a certain age, then you were banned from playing with them really.
Mm.
So yeah, so there were more opportunities to play football. Rugby league probably just by accident it happened when Chris Holsworth at Halifax just spotted me playing touch rugby and just asked if I'd go along. So yeah, but my dad was a big Bradford Northern fan back in the day.
I was just
Uh,
going to say, was it in the family?
yeah, my dad's rugby union mad. Yeah, he was a ticket holder, season ticket holder at Bradford. So yeah, it's in my blood. All sport, football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what it was like sort of playing in those early days then for Halifax, and the teams
Um,
you played, and any memories from home and away games and
yeah,
training.
so so we trained up at Greenland. Um, I remember when it was foot and mouth in a couple of games, we had to, if we scored at one end, we had to take the conversion at the other end so that the ball wouldn't go into the field. So that was when foot and mouth was around. So that was fun. Yeah, and I played there about a year, and then I got called up into the under 21s. Um, but yeah, because the Veetland pitch was on a bit of a, well, it's like playing on a field. But playing the likes of like Brenda Dobek and Lisa Mack. I remember Lisa Mack handing me off once the first time I played her. She handed me off in my chest, and I had pain in my chest for weeks after. I thought I'm never running at her ever again. I'm never even going anywhere near her because she just handed me off, and I just went flying. Oh, I'm not running into her ever again. So yeah, it was different going from football to never being injured to going to rugby and being injured all the time.
I was going to say, did it really affect you as a contact sport?
Oh God, yeah. Just wasn't used to it with football. But I was quite a good kicker. But I think that's from my football days. But yeah, just playing against. I was only 17, so just playing against all these teams. So I can remember Barrow. I don't know if they were called Copeland back then.
There was a Copeland.
Yeah, I
There
think
was
it
a
was
Copeland
Copeland.
Wildcats, and there was a
Yeah,
Barrow team. There was
I
two.
think it was Copeland because
Yeah.
Sam Milburn played for them. Yeah, she just used to plough through us as well. So yeah, it was different. And then I think we got to the Challenge Cup final actually one year. Nobody expected us to get there. And it was against Wakefield. but we changed our name just before, so we went to Big House. Yeah, we got absolutely hammered. I think I was the only one I scored a convert like a penalty, and that's the only points we scored. And then not long after that, then I joined Wakefield. So yeah, it was odd because under 21s. Because I remember Lisa Mack picking me up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in Lisa Mack's car. She's taking me to training because she used to be the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, just seeing all these other girls in the under 21s team, it was good. We had to do bucket collecting and stuff back then, so nothing was really funded.
Mm.
So we did a few kind of supermarket packing days and bucket collections. Yeah, it was quite tough back then. But I just enjoyed it. So I was just doing bucket collecting. It was fun because I was with my mates.
Yeah.
Uh, Packing bags at wherever we packed them at, that were fun because I would just be with my mates. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just
And
fun.
did you go on tour with the under? Because did they go to Russia, the under 20? Was it Russia?
Yes, so I got called up into the open age squad then
Oh,
before
what a
that tour.
shame.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I remember I think like Kirsty Baroni went. I can't remember who else ended up going, but yeah, I got called up to the Great Britain Open Age by then.
Yeah.
'Cause I wasn't in the under 21s that long.
Yeah. So did you tour with the open age then?
No, I just get
Great
injured
Britain.
all the time. No, so yeah, so I kept dislocating my shoulder. Um, so my first game back was at a Blackpool Nines tournament with Halifax. I remember Jackie Sheldon coming up to me and saying, "Don't get injured, Kim, because we're going to go to Australia in a few months." I went, "I won't," and then I ruptured my ACL. Um,
Oh gosh.
it was yeah, so I missed out on a tour
Mm.
to Australia with them. So yeah, I just seem to be getting injured at the wrong times. If there is ever a right time to get injured.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but you continued, didn't you? Anyway, so
Yes.
so you did and that under 21s is quite a historic team. So if you look back in it, as you know, I'm a bit of an old crumbly now, looking back at everything at history and looking at particular teams that changed sort of the history of things were out of the norm. So that under 21s was if we'd kept that going, how we would have been as a country at that time, because that was in 2000s, and how the pathway would have brought young women
Oh,
on would
yeah.
just have been phenomenal. Because I think you had amazing coaches in sort there was Brenda, I think there was
Yeah.
Rebecca Stevens, there was Lisa Mack. Oh no, there was Sam Bailey. All
That's it, Sam
phenomenal
Bailey.
players.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there were some really good players. And even in that squad, if you look at the squad, you've got like Kirsty Maroney, Andrea Dobson, Emma Slow, Becky Jones was in it before
Yep.
she moved to Australia. Yeah, just loads and loads of really good players. I think I don't know, Gemma Walsh wasn't in it. I think Stacey Greenwood was in it. She was a really good player.
Mm,
Um, just really good young players and really skillful as well.
yeah, and that's the team we took 2003 because there was a real revamp, wasn't there?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
yeah,
was yes, I was 19 in 2003.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was a
so
very good team.
yeah, interesting, isn't it? So you then moved to Wakefield
Yeah,
and continued because that wasn't the end of, despite all your injuries, you've still cracked on, haven't you?
yeah, yeah. I had some good physios. Yeah, so I've had so when I'm playing at Wakefield, because I went into the IVF in 2007. So they had to come a point where I had to stop playing because I just didn't want to get injured before I went into the RAF.
Mm,
Um, so I think I ruptured my ACL. Came back from that, played at Wakefield. I just think I had little niggly injuries from then on. Because when I joined the RAF 2007, I'd only had like my left shoulder pinned. I don't think I'd had any other surgery. I've
only
had
my left
loads.
shoulder pinned.
Yeah, I've had loads. So playing and I got knocked out a few times, but that then you just cracked on. There were no kind of support staff, no medical staff. So I remember in one final, I got absolutely clean knocked out, but I carried on playing, and to the point where I had to say, "Brenda, you need to bring me off because I can't see. I just couldn't see. I bashed into someone, my teeth came through my bottom lip. I can remember, yeah, just had a big hole in my lip. We didn't even have medical help, so we
Hmm.
just went out that night, had a few drinks, and then went home, and that was it.
It's
So yeah,
amazing
massive
days when you
challenge.
think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was dangerous, but you don't think about it. You just get up and carry on playing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the amount of when I refereed players, you just saw them come back on, so they'd been
Yeah,
knocked out, and then they were, all right, you're all right now. Off you get
yeah,
back on.
yeah. No, so they really look after them now, which is
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
But yeah, I went 2007, and then whilst I was in training, I was just missing rugby. I just missed it all the time. So then, just before my trade training finished, I got in touch with Brenda saying, "Oh, I fancy coming back." So then I started playing again. But I was to and fro in from where I were based, and then got back into the England team again because it swapped from Great Britain to England by that time. Um, yeah, and then just was going on tour to France. I think that's the only place. 2011, I think it was.
I thought you went to New Zealand as well.
Oh yeah, 2009. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
God, yeah, that was a really good tour. Actually, I don't know why I forgot
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was amazing. That was
yeah.
that. Yeah, so that'll have been like my first cap. I think my first official cap for England
Yes,
until October 2009.
yeah,
Um,
that was France. And then you went, so your first cap was then. So I've looked it
yeah,
all up. You see, I've done my homework. And then you went, so I think you're number 41.
yeah,
Yeah. And then you went to New Zealand and then you did 2013 World Series here in the UK.
yeah. That was like a totally different kettle of fish. That playing against the Aussies, but I thought it was different kettle of fish playing against the Kiwis because I've never played against anyone like that before. It was like running into a brick wall
I was
each
going to
time.
say, what was it like visiting Australia, New Zealand?
Oh, we were so welcomed. Yeah, really nice. We had like a warm up game against they called them the Maoris. So a warm up game there where I think we won that one. And then the first game, I didn't play in the first game against New Zealand. Didn't get picked. But then the second game, I got picked. So yeah, it was really, yeah, it's good. It's just an adrenaline rush that I won't get ever again.
And what was it like being picked for your country then to actually
Such an honour.
tour and
Yeah, such an honour. Yeah, really big. There weren't as many games back then as there are now, to rack up your caps. So yeah, I just felt really honoured. Um, yeah, because I wore the number 16 shirt, I think. So I started off as a sub. I was just itching to get on. It's like, right, can I go on yet? Can I go on yet? And then just like, go on, Lynn, go on, go on. So yeah, and then my first my first running with the ball, I got absolutely smashed. And I thought, blimey, this is International Rugby League. Welcome. But yeah, yeah, totally. They're just like they're so skillful as well, the Kiwis. Never seen anything like it before. They were like they were like a step ahead of us
yeah, yeah,
because they played like the men. They were
yeah.
so skillful. The kicking game was amazing, and I was just in awe with them more than anything. Yeah, it was really good. A good, nice talk. 'Cause it was 4 weeks, 4 weeks long. So yeah,
Wow.
good.
So what was it like being on tour then with them? Because that would have been your first time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was good. We had such a good laugh, and the support team were good as well. But yeah, we just had a laugh. Just laughed every day. Um, and we had a really good team back then. So I shared with Emma Slow. Um, yeah, just so funny. I don't know if there's loads of stories that I won't be able to tell you. But yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, long way to go, but we did like lots of training, and that's the first time I felt kind of this is actually the real deal because we got really good kit sponsor. We had the same kit as the men. Sponsored by Puma. We got all our training kit, bags, everything, and it was so good. Um, and I think it was, yeah, because I was still in the RAF then. So the RAF gave me some like a lump sum of money to go and buy loads of training gear, boots.
Wow.
So that was really good. So Damien Clayton helped me get that. He's like, here, fill this farm out and see if you can get any money. So I did, yeah. I think it was like £1,000 they gave me towards loads of training gear. So yeah, I was really, really thankful for that as well. But yeah, it's such a good tour. The
Yeah.
only thing is when you come back, you're on your own and you're like, oh God, I miss everyone. It's so quiet.
And it's interesting, I suppose, from the RAF point of view as well. around your role in the RAF and how good they are at releasing you to represent your country?
Yeah, so it's classed international duty is just classed as you're doing your job really. So I didn't have to take any leave. I got paid to play anytime I wanted to go training, to let me go training. I didn't have to take any holidays or anything because it's classed as a duty. So that's when I felt, yeah, I felt like, oh, not professional. Yeah, probably closest as to professional that I've ever got because I didn't have to take leave. I didn't have to worry about being off work. And I got paid to play basically by the RAF, which is all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And what was the level of training you had to undertake then? Was it hard?
What for the RAF?
Well, for playing for your country, and obviously because you then will come on to these services games, but
Yeah, so we yeah, it was difficult training because every time you trained, it was like you were playing a game. So I was training like Saturdays, playing Sundays. I had to make it to training through the week. So we're travelling from Lincoln over to Castleford to get some training in. The best time was when EIS got on board. I think that was like 2000, just after the New Zealand tour, I think. Um, so we got to go train at the EIS facility in Sheffield.
that's the English Institute of Sport, isn't it?
Yes, felt
Yeah.
like a fraud. So I'm in, I'm in the gym training, and Jess Ennis just comes in, starts training, throwing loads of weights around, and I was just like, what? Yeah, shift some weight, and I've just felt like a fraud. I'm like, what am I doing in here? Jess Ennis is just there. I think they were like Nicola. I think Nicola Adams were there as well, and maybe Joshua. God, his last
Yeah, the boxer.
name. Yeah,
Yeah.
his last name.
Joshua the boxer.
That's it. Yeah, and there was like all the like BMX athletes there and all the volleyball athletes, like real athletes. And I was just in there thinking, oh my God, I'm nowhere near as good as these. But yeah, so that fun day was amazing. I be trained probably about, I think I travelled over twice, maybe 3 times a week there before I started work. So I used to get up early. Me, Kirsty Maroney, and Rachel Twyble used to travel over together and take it in turns. So yeah, it was just nice. So we used to go over there, get there for 6, do a couple of hours training, come back and then go to work and then go training on a night time for club level. So yeah, I was fit as a fiddle back then.
Wow. So were you in the RAF then?
I just left, so I left the RAF in 2011.
Yeah.
It was just getting too dangerous.
Mm.
Um, yeah, just things were happening on the front line, people getting shot and killed, and yeah, and it was just getting too dangerous. So I was a dog handler in the RAF, so they were starting to send us on the front line with the Royal Marines. And a guy that I worked with, he stood on a IED bomb, so that exploded, and luckily he's still alive. But I just thought, no, it's just too dangerous. And then I was getting serious with rugby as well, so I thought I need something that I can work around rugby, and because that's all my life was back then, just rugby. So I needed things to work around it. So yeah, I just got like a fitness instructor job, just to work around it. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
How
just
brilliant is that?
dangerous. Yeah, I'd have stayed in a bit longer if it wasn't just for how dangerous it was getting.
Yeah, because at that time they'd built up going to wars and things, hadn't they?
Yeah, and I'm a home bird at heart, so I was missing home and on
Yeah.
mates. So yeah, didn't last long. I think we're on in for about 4 years, maybe.
Yeah, but you did achieve when you were in there, didn't you?
Yeah, so and I tried a bit of rugby union as well in there, but I just couldn't do it. After playing rugby league, I couldn't go back to rugby union. Not that there was anything wrong with it; it just wasn't for me. So yeah, after I played combined services, so the they organised a cup called, is it Pankhurst Cup?
Yep.
So I played in the first one of that, and that was straight after the tour from New Zealand. So I played in that and against England students, and we won that. So that was good. I think I might have kicked the winning goal at the end, and then I got the player of the match in that as well. So
Oh, brilliant.
I'm the first one to get the player of the match in that.
Is that what you're getting from Pat Crawshaw?
Yeah, yeah. I think I sent you
Yeah,
a picture
I
of it.
did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. and it was nice. It was a really good game actually, and it's funny playing with players who don't usually play rugby league. So most of the team were rugby union players. So I had to take on a different role of just kind of telling them what to do, teaching them the rules, just saying, well, you can't do that, we can do this. So it was a bit of a different role going from the England squad where you're just part of the team because everyone knows the job to go into the combined services where I had to do my own job, but then I had to tell everyone else what to do.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think I've just remembered there was a game against France at Wakefield, I think. We played against them. We only just lost actually.
Mm.
But that was a really good game.
For the combined services.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
that's interesting. Because they were trying to build up the services, weren't they, at that time with the RAF and the Army and the Navy?
yeah. They were doing
Um,
like a little tri-service little cup.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I think they were just getting it going as I started
mm.
playing. Because I think played the army. So RAF against the army, we played them, but the army was so good. So yeah, we got pounded by the army. Yeah, because like Sarah Roper was in that team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what a player she was.
Yeah, Dominic. Yeah, one of our duels played for Great Britain and England with
Yeah, she
Sarah.
did. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
when she was
yeah,
really young. Yeah,
yeah. And it's interesting, isn't it? The military games are all, I always think they're a lot more physical. I don't think they're more physical in the Australians and New Zealanders, but when I refereed, I always find the military games a lot more physical.
yeah. I think because people are super fit.
Mm,
They're all quite fit. Well, most of them are fit in the teams back then, but like every single player were fit as a fiddle because you had to be in the military and we
mm,
trained to like a high standard. So whereas some games they taper off because the stamina had gone and they were just a bit tired, it felt like in the military games everyone was fresh all the time. It was really odd. Yeah, it was like they were never ending. But yeah, that's just because they're all fit and ready to go, aren't they?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Great games to play in. So you've done your tour of New Zealand and then you played in your first World Cup
Yes, I did.
in
2013.
2013. Tell us a bit, that was a home nations, wasn't it? So it was a festival of World Cups in the UK.
Yeah, yes. I think there were us, New Zealand, Australia, and France. So only four teams. Yeah, the first one was against Australia. Again, came on as a sub, which is really difficult to do. And as soon as I came on, I was blowing. I would like because it's hard to catch up to the game. And we only lost. I think it was like 16-8 maybe. It was a really close game. We played really well. Um, yeah, I think I was a bit aggressive because I was just itching to come on. So I was really aggressive. And then I can remember Chris Chapman telling me off at half time saying, Kim, you're too aggressive. But I'm like, but I've not been sent off or anything. Um, and they were really aggressive. So I thought, well, I'm just giving it to them because sometimes you need someone like that in your team just to be a bit, not dirty, but just aggressive, really.
Physical.
Yeah, physical. So yeah,
Mm,
that was me. Um, yeah, and then I think I made a couple of mistakes, maybe just trying to do big hit after big hit after big hit, and then I got dropped the game after. So yes, I got dropped against New Zealand, and I was 18th player actually against them, and that was a really good close game as well. I think Amy Hardcastle scored 2 or 3 in that game. She was on fire. Yeah, so
mm,
that was a good game, but not a good game to watch. And then the third game was France. We played France at Batley's ground, like that. Yeah, so that was a tough game. And I played prop. I think I did like 78 minutes.
wow.
And it was so
Amazing.
hot. So he brought me
Yeah.
off, and I was like, thank God he's brought me off because I'm absolutely knackered. And I sat down, and he went, right, Kim, back on. And I'm like, all right. So I just got up and got back on. But yeah, that was a good game, that one. And then for the last game, because it'd already been decided, I think this was for third place, the last game.
Mm,
I didn't play in that. So all the players that didn't play in the beginning of the tournament, then he made sure they got a game at the end, which was really good of him.
mm, yeah. And what was it like having your own World Cup in the UK?
Yeah, really good. 'Cause, yeah, mum and dad could come watch. So mum and dad came to watch. all my mates came to watch. So yeah, it was nice, and it was red hot as well. I remember it being really hot summer in
'Cause
July.
it was July, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we stayed in a hotel in Leeds Centre, um, which were fantastic. We were getting fed and watered for about 2 or 3 weeks, was it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's just good. And we had like a quiz night and stuff. So because you get bored when you're all in together. So me, Emma Slow, um, Beth Sutcliffe, we put like a quiz together, and it was so good. We did like loads of like role play and stuff, and everyone had to dress up from other members of the team. So yeah, it was good. I think Tom Brindles were there. A lot of people did a Tom Brindles bald head and pillow up the old t-shirt. So yeah, so that was a really good night actually, and it's just nice just to be around people that have um, the same interests as you, and yeah, it was just lovely. And then you come home and you're on your own, and you're like, oh God, I'm on my own again.
I'm on my own again. I want to go
Yeah,
back on tour.
yeah. So yeah, it
And
was
as
lovely
part of that
actually.
13, you got sponsored by a sports bra, if I remember, and you got your
Yeah,
pictures
chocolate
everywhere.
bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
the it was absolutely freezing. That's when we trained up at Bradford. That was a really good training spot actually for us. Yeah, so the person came from Shock Absorber, measured us all up for bras, which was really good. So we got free bras because they were like £40 each, I think, back then. And they're like, right, who wants to go out and take some photos? And they were like, me, Paula McCart, Danny Titterington, can't remember who else come out. Beth Sutcliffe went out, and it was freezing. So we were like, oh my God, we should not have done this. So he's like, right, take a photo. And he's like, look mean. So we try to look mean, but at the same time, we were all shivering, going, oh. And you can see all the clouds above, all the dark clouds. And then there's one where me and Danny T had to wrestle a bra.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
we're wrestling this bra, but absolutely free. It was so weird. It was such a weird photo shoot. Yeah, so that was fun. But then when we were playing then, because we had like a couple of friendlies against combined services, so they used to take me out of the England squad and say, right, you've got to play for combined services in these warm-up games. So I ended up playing against my mates. It was so weird. Um, but then Rugby League magazine came and did a spread on me, so I took a few photos and stuff. So I felt like a bit of a superstar.
I'd love to see that. Have you
Yeah,
still
I've got
got
the
the
magazine.
article? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think I can't remember what year it was now. Yeah, I've got it. It's all pristine condition.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I'll let you have a look at it. So it was good
Yeah.
because it's combined services against England women. But then I said they just said you play for combined
Mm.
services then against us. So it was really strange. I've been training with the England women for so long, and then all of a sudden they said, right, go on the other team. So yeah, it was quite difficult.
Yeah, yeah. You've had a really well varied, haven't you, in rugby
Yes,
league, which I think's
yes.
lovely because you haven't done the traditional route. In fact, you started in rugby union, obviously, and football. So you're now still in sport, aren't you? So you haven't stopped.
I can't stay away. I can't. I've tried. I tried my best to stay away from rugby league, and it keeps calling me back. When I did my undergrad at Huddersfield Uni for sports science, um, we had to do like a work experience thing. So I got in touch with Halifax and did some like sports analysis stuff with them, but for about 5 or 6 years. So I did my work experience. Then they asked me to stay on to pay me. So then I stayed on with like there were Rich Marshall there. God, I learnt loads from him. So he's such a good coach.
Mm,
So I learnt quite a lot actually. So it's nice to see it from a different perspective rather than being on the pitch. It was all like the technical stuff and what to look out for, which was really good. And then Damien Clayton was there as well. So that was nice. And that's when we played St Helens in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. So I was there for that.
mm,
So yeah, it was lovely. And then I started to do a bit of kind of sports massage stuff with them towards the back end, and whilst I was doing my physio degree. And then I got a full-time job at Spire, and I just said I just can't juggle the two. So I left, and that was when Simon Griggs was there. So I left, and then a year later they got into the 1895 Cup final. So Simon gave me a ring and he went, "Do you want to come down to Wembley?" And I'm like,
no.
"Yes." no, no, I'm all right actually. And I was like, yes. He went, the only thing you got to do a few like pre-match massages and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sure I can cope with that. I'll come. So I went down and that gave me the bug back again. I was like, blooming heck. So so I went away and then yeah, this I think it was like October, Halifax, I think it was Damien got in touch with me asking if I wanted to do any physio in at the club. Um I just said I can't commit 100%. So I'm either 100% in or I can't do like a little bit. I've got to be
Mm.
give you my all. So he's like, that's fine. So he's got someone else on board, but I'm helping out on like match day and a couple of training sessions. And then they've offered to put me on my IMOF course, which I'm doing in September. So no matter how hard I try, I can't keep away from rugby. It just keeps calling me back.
And particularly Halifax.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love it's such a good. Yeah, I love it down there. It's such a
Yeah.
lovely club. Yeah, I can't stay away. So I'm just not fighting it anymore. I'm just going with it.
Just going with it.
Yeah, yeah,
And when you look now at Women's Rugby League and sort of the Super League, and obviously I mean, we've just had the Women's Challenge Cup
yeah. I
final
watched
at
it.
Wembley for the fourth time, I think. Is it third or fourth time? It's been at third time, isn't it? Just what's your thoughts about the way the women's game's gone now um and where it can go,
Yeah.
really?
Well, if you'd have asked me back when I was playing that you'd be playing at Wembley, I'd be like, nah, no chance. Nobody will put us at Wembley. Nobody cares about us really. So why would we play at Wembley? I think it's absolutely amazing. Whoever's worked behind the scenes and got that to happen is absolutely fantastic.
Mm,
Might be a little bit jealous as well. So I feel like I'm 10 years too. If it was 10 years ago, I'd have been loving it. I'd have been off to
mm,
Australia playing. They've just got all these opportunities now that we didn't have.
yeah.
But they wouldn't have got there without us before. So and even before me, so like your Lisa Max, your Brenda Dobecks, your Shelley Lands, wouldn't be where it is today without everyone else. But yeah, I'm so proud of the sport and I'm just proud to be a part of it actually. Yeah, so it's really good for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, and I don't use sort of pioneers lightly because I think the time when you're coming through, it's tough. You had to juggle everything to be able to train. And I still know there's a bit of that with the women's game. But actually, you really had to give up a career in the RAF in order to play a sport you loved, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
be really part of that. And without women like you who are still doing it as well and trailblazing the way, at Halifax Panthers, we wouldn't be where we are within the Women and Girls Rugby League. So it's absolutely pleasure knowing you and just the joy you have playing the
Yeah.
sport or being
Yeah. Well,
involved in the sport. It just oozes out.
oh God. Yeah, well, if it wasn't for rugby league, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. No chance would I have thought I'd have done a master's in physio and become a physiotherapist. No chance. So yeah, it's all down to rugby and the skills that it taught me. So yeah, I owe it a lot. That's probably why I keep going back because I feel like I owe it something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, Kim, thank you. It's been an absolute
Oh, you're
pleasure.
welcome.
And we'll have to go for a cake very soon at our local farm shop that we won't announce on YouTube.
Yes, yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.